What is going on, my fine people? Fine Line 1721, checking back in here with another video. This little different from what I normally do, but not totally different. I've done comparison vids before, pretty much, mixing them in when I do reviews. But this here is, I believe, is my first dedicated comparison vid. And I thought that it was only right to do it because these three shoes right here were pretty much like holy grails for people, especially retro one heads. These three released in 2013 in very, very limited quantity. The re-release of these shoes started with, I believe, the Bred toe for 2016, then the Royals in 2017, and then we have the upcoming Shadow, which will be released in April of 2018. Now, the one thing about the 2013 release is the quality on them were pretty much horrible. But by them being so limited, the value of them pretty much, it was breaking people pockets, not gonna lie. So I did a full review on the Shadow. If you haven't seen that one already and you want to check it out, please go ahead and do so. For the people who haven't seen the review, I'm just gonna pretty much give the quickest way possible of letting you know that the Shadow Retro 1 is better than the Royal and the Breds for one reason and one reason only. The black on these pairs is pretty much like some plain ass cheap leather. The black that was used on the Shadow pair, it might look the same, but the texture of the leather is totally different. Now let's go ahead and take out the shoe trees on all of these. This is also another thing that I always like to show people as well. This is the shoe tree that released all the way up until, I believe, the 2017 pair of the Royal. This is how Retro 1 shoe trees used to come. So if you're still getting pairs in 2018 and it's coming like this, it's a good chance that you have a fake shoe. Your shoe tree should be coming like this now in all Retro 1s. Said, putting out all the shoe trees just so we can pretty much break down each. Now let's go ahead and pretty much do a softness test on each part of the shoes, starting with the collar, the mid panel, and the toe box, just so it's no bias or anything of that nature. Now, when I mean collar, this here is the whole collar, from the red part and the black part. As we can see, I can push this down, pops right back up. I can fold it over. Is really no type of stress on the leather. It's soft, but a little stiff. Let's kind of fold that over a little bit. See, it's leaving no impression. The red, as we all know, is soft, but the black leather underneath the red is really stiff. So that's the collar of the Royal. I mean, that's the collar of the Bred. I'm sorry. This is the collar of the Royals. The blue, very, very, very soft. Good response, soft leather. Let's take a look at the black. The black part right around the ankle It's just popping right back in place. It's not giving me any stress level. It's not giving me any softness. The blue, as we all know, is very, very soft. But again, because this black part is just so stiff, you really can't, you know what I'm saying? You only really appreciate the blue part. It's not really soft and plush around the whole sock liner and collar. And looking at the 2018 Shadow, I don't even have to really touch it, and you can see the softness of the gray. You can see the softness of the black. It's very plush. It's a lot more pad in there, but you can see, just look at the softness. I'm not even going to touch the gray part. We're pretty much just going to show just how soft this black part is around the collar. You see what I'm saying? This is why I said, look at that. You see, even me pushing it in is giving. You can see the softness and the plushness of the leather on the shadows. We're not even going to talk about the gray part. This whole collar is padded and soft. It's making them look bad. Now that's the collars. Here, the mid panels. We all know that these joints are notorious for being cheap inside the mid panel. This shit feels like plastic. Feels like plastic. We don't have to even go that far in that. Like, we know that this one is another one. Tumble leather Nike sign, but this black is not leather. I don't care what nobody say. This black piece is not leather at all. Taking a look at the Shadow, it's just a little softer. It's a little bit more flexible. It's a little softer. You know, I can't stress it enough. Like, you'll just have to feel it to know what I'm talking about. Like, the leather in here is just it's a little softer. As far as on the mid panels go. Like, now you can see the little shadow is kind of indented a little bit. You can see like the stress level a little bit more on the shadow when it comes to the mid panels. So now we just did the collars, we did the mid panels, and let's go ahead and take a look at the toe boxes. Now on the toe boxes, we all know that this black piece, this leather, it could be softer. See what I'm saying? You push it down, it pop right back up. Taking a look at the Royal, same way. This black part is not soft, but it is a little softer on the Royal than it is the Breds. It's just, I'm just, going over it. I don't see any indication of, any plushness at all. Now taking a look at the Shadow. You see how you got a little bit of stress level in there? Just for me stroking it, you can see that it is, you can see the stress level of the leather, man. This is real leather on these. It's a lot more flex on that toe box. And we're not talking about even the actual toe box, the gray, you see what I'm saying, is way softer than the Bred and the Royal. Now placing these both down like this. Now let's go ahead and do a stress level test. Hold them down for 5 seconds each. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is, before I even do the stress level test, this is just pretty much a walking form. See, that's how I said, the Royal is a little bit softer than the Bred is, but the Shadow is a whole different type of level. As you can see, my fingerprint is still inside of there. Now let's turn these a little bit this way so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let's puff them up. We're going to hold them down for 5 seconds apiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just want to see the response time. See how fast they pop back up. That one pop back up pretty okay. It popped back up pretty fast. Hold down the Royals. 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, they popping right back up. Like it's got a nice little give, but they popping back up. Like the slower the response time is almost like the softer the leather is. So let's do the shadow. It's 5-second stress test. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still down. It haven't even came back up yet. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's just how soft this shoe is. I literally could have just did a review with this shoe just sitting like this. That's how soft the shadow is. I'm still talking to you guys, and this shoe still have yet to pop back up. So just imagine actually walking in these. Like, this leather is just pretty much you're not worrying about creasing when it comes to the shadow. I'm dead ass, like, literally haven't even touched this shoe yet, and it's still down. Like, it's just now starting to pop back up a little bit. I literally gotta pop it back up, man. Come on now, like, walking in that, I'm not worried about creases. The Shadow Retro 1 is the best quality that you're going to get out of these 3, hands down. Like, I'm literally showing you guys the Shadow 1 is making these. This one is, out of these 3, the Shadow 1 beats them, period. So, that's just something that I just wanted to show you guys. You can pick these up right now. Pre-order on fineline1721.com. They will be shipping out now. This video is for anybody that was worrying about the material, worrying about how it stack up to the Royal, how it stack up to the Bred. Is it worth it? Me, personally, yes. Pre-order right now, fineline1721.com. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Both handles are the same. And until the next video, you guys know what to do. Be smooth, enjoy life, bless up.